Police are hunting for a shooter that shot a man twice, and now they're revealing what happened right after that shooting.
And new overnight, fire scorches part of a family's home. What crews discovered when they arrived on the scene and who was inside the house. Plus,
take a look at all these pallets of food. We're talking about Hunger Action Month and how your time could help maybe a family who's going through hunger.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hope you're having a nice Thursday so far. Thanks for bringing us with you along.
yes, and as you see right there, we got a lot of positive initiatives happening throughout the month of September coming your way. Again, thanks so much for waking up with us. We're going to get right into the weather, see how things are looking outside. For people who are going out, you know, again, 73 degrees outside is not bad.
Not at all, and I'm thankful it's Friday Eve.
Yes,
all I
sir.
can say.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's look at some of the headlines. Steady as she goes. Ninth day. Today should be the ninth day in a row where we're either at 92, 93, or 94. And I'll tell you, for September, that's a little rare. This is a month when we typically get some variability in our weather because we start to see some fronts. Not so this year. We've been very, very steady. But I do think we get some subtle pattern changes by the weekend, which could bring some small rain chances, but a little better chance for a pattern shift. And I think some bigger changes as we get into next week. So that's what we have to look forward to. Forecast for today as you head out the door this morning, we are in the low 70s. It'll warm up quickly just like it has last few days. 81 by 10 o'clock, 86 noontime, 90 at 2 o'clock, and we top out at 93. Surprise, surprise this afternoon. Maybe you're going to a football game tonight, just one of many good ones. John Jay versus Southwest Legacy. That's going to be over at Legacy Titan Stadium. Temperatures will be right around 90 at kickoff, by halftime 85, and then down into the low 80s by the drive home. So not bad weather for football either. That'll be the case not only tonight, but also tomorrow night as well. We'll dig into that changing forecast next week coming up in just a couple minutes, but over to RJ now and we'll get you out the door this morning.
All right, that's a good one, Justin. The pride of the West Side, John Jay, taking on one of the upcoming schools there, Legacy, the Titans. Let's give you a look here at the traffic downtown, 10 at the Y, as we are starting to see a little bit more drivers out there right now, specifically downtown. 281 Encino Rio, far north side of town, traffic is moving along here, and 281 at Winding Way, a good sight there after what we've seen over the past couple of days. 281's been very busy over the past couple of mornings. Take a look here. This is going to be 35 at O'Connor Road, as now we're starting to see this delay basically go from the Forum all the way past Topper Wine, past Randolph Boulevard, over to parts of O'Connor. Now, some potential options you could take. Wurzbach Parkway will come off of 35, and that will get you to parts of Lookout Road as well. That one will get you all the way up to 1604, but anticipate some pretty good delays there, 15 to 20 minutes if you're making it just through that particular stretch. Let's give you an idea right here, because 35 at St. Mary's, our northbound traffic, this is going to be north of downtown, and we see that we had a stalled vehicle earlier. I saw a Hero truck make its way to this scene, and hopefully they have started to get some of that clearance out there for our drivers north of downtown. But again, our outbound drive times, quickly, inbound drive times look great across the city. Outbound, we're looking already at more than an hour if you're making it from metropolitan San Antonio all the way out to parts of New Braunfels. So let's check in with Alex right now. I believe he's in the downtown area to give us an update how things are looking there. Alex?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, well, so far, the biggest delay that I've seen all morning long is going to be on the northeast side, I-35 northbound. It's going to have the same setup as yesterday. This time, one lane open from Topperwine all the way up to Retama Park, so we could have longer delays this morning. The southbound lanes are actually moving pretty well this morning, so just keep that in mind. Your best alternate routes, Randolph Boulevard and Lookout Road, to bypass all of that. I made my way through downtown, and right now, downtown traffic is still looking pretty normal for this time of the hour, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that update, Alex, for our drivers on the northeast side and downtown. Guys, back to you.
New this morning, we got a family and their two cats safe after a fire broke out in a garage on Maureen Street. This happened on southeast side just before 2 a.m. Firefighters say that the garage was fully engulfed when they arrived, and the flames spread to the back corner of the main house. The fire investigators still working to determine the cause. This morning, San Antonio police now looking for a person who shot a man twice last night. It happened on Turian Street, which is on the west side. People in the area told police that they heard arguing and then gunshots. SAPD says that the victim, in his early 30s, now has life-threatening injuries. SAPD told us that he ran for 5 blocks before he collapsed.
But this morning, an ex-San Antonio police officer is under arrest, accused of sexually abusing 2 children. Last December, a Bexar County grand jury indicted Albert Sanchez Jr. on allegations that he possessed images and videos of child sex abuse. Well, now he's facing charges of aggravated sexual assault of a child and continuous sex abuse of a child. Sanchez resigned from SAPD in April of last year, months after the accusations first surfaced. San Antonio police say a Northwest Side argument turned deadly, and now a man is charged with capital murder. Officers found Jorge Espejo Gudino and Jose Yanez Nava shot outside an apartment complex on Callahan Road early Sunday. Both of them later died. Witnesses say the gunman took off in a red car, but investigators now say evidence ties 54-year-old Joe Perez to that shooting.
James Carter, the longtime business partner of Brad Simpson, was back in court yesterday. Simpson back in court on Monday. You may remember Simpson is the Olmos Park man accused of killing his wife, Suzanne, who disappeared nearly a year ago. Carter wanted his GPS monitor removed, but a judge denied that request. He's accused of helping Simpson hide an illegally modified AK-47. Prosecutors say that the defense should have all the evidence in his case by the end of this week. Carter, formally charged in December. And this morning, we got the loss of life is pushing nonprofits to take actions. It's been 2 weeks since 2 people were found dead after heavy rain near 281 North and Mossberger Lane. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office identified those individuals as 52-year-old Robert Guyton and 43-year-old Nicole Lynn Keller. Their deaths have sparked a bigger conversation about flood prevention projects for people experiencing homelessness. And now nonprofits are leading the charge.
We know what we do in the winter. We know what we do in the extreme heat. This is probably going to become a standard effort for our outreach teams.
And we're told adding flash flood protocols is a priority right now. And so is figuring out how to send emergency notifications to those without shelter.
6:05 this morning. Here's a look at some of your other top headlines this morning. The Texas Education Agency says that complaints are growing about teachers posting online comments about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. On Monday, the TEA reported 180 complaints. Well, now that number is more than 250. Commissioner Mike Morath says that the agency will review whether those posts violate the state's code of ethics. And if they do, educators could lose their ability to teach in Texas public schools. Well, new developments this morning on security for lawmakers across the country. The House has given lawmakers more money for personal security after Charlie Kirk's assassination. This is an extension of a pilot program that started in July after 2 Minnesota state lawmakers were shot in June. It gave members $20,000 a month for home security and $5,000 for personal security. The extension doubles the amount for personal security to $10,000 a month, but it expires on November 21st for right now. And today, a CDC panel begins a 2-day meeting on childhood vaccines, including measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox, and COVID. Now, normally these meetings do not draw much attention, but Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. recently replaced an entire advisory panel with members who questioned vaccine safety. And of course, this move comes after the former CDC director says that she was fired for refusing to push vaccine recommendations without scientific proof. Guys.
All right, 6:07 now, donating to your local food bank, volunteering at a food pantry, even just talking about food insecurity. Those are some ways that you can be part of Hunger Action Month.
This month, we're helping to bring awareness at the fact that some of our neighbors don't have enough money to buy nourishing foods. But Patty Santos live at the food bank, breaking it all down for us this morning on how we can help. Good morning, Patty.
Hey there, good morning, guys. So we are inside the San Antonio Food Bank. Right behind me, this is where they're going to start loading some of those trucks that are going to be heading out into all of our communities to help feed the families in this area. We're live here with Eric Cooper, and we're talking about just, finances. There's been a lot of cuts everywhere. Everybody's hurting. Tell me a little bit about what an impact that's made to families in our community.
Well, with recent federal cutbacks, it's meant that there's been less food in our warehouse, and that's what we need to make sure no one goes hungry throughout South Texas. Now, we feed over 100,000 people each week throughout 29 counties, and that line of food, it's got moms, dads, it's got grandma and grandpas, it's got lots of kids, and so we want to make sure everybody gets nourished, and the only way we can do it is with the food in the warehouse to be able to distribute it. And so when you think about the food bank, we try to leverage your donation to get the most food for the dollar. And so $1 equals 7 meals, or $1 equals 10 pounds of food, which is incredible, but it only happens when people donate. And there's a really cool way that people can donate by going to our website, safoodbank.org. Big Give is happening in our community, and you can give big to the San Antonio Food Bank so that we can take your dollar and make it even bigger in the fight against hunger.
Yeah, we ask folks to check their pantries. If you don't have any food that you can donate, you can get your phone out and donate through there, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's so easy. You don't have to drive across town, lug those canned goods. You can donate online. Now, we need those canned goods also, so if it is convenient, stop at HEB, grab some canned goods, drop off at RFBFCU, and you can make a difference in making sure someone gets food on their table.
All right, we're going to continue to talk about it this morning, but we'll send it back to you guys.
Okay, thank you guys. Also happening today, you can join KSAT Community for our phone bank. It's called Give the Gift of Mobility. Your donations will go straight to Project MEND to buy much needed medical mobility items like wheelchairs and walkers. That starts at 9 this morning, so we'll give you the phone number a little bit later on GMSA.
Yeah, and if you have that gently used medical equipment to share, the second mobility collection drive taking place for 2025, happening on September the 20th. You can drop off your items at the Wonderlands of Americas or the Shriners Auditorium. Everything that you give will be carefully refurbished and sanitized to meet state and health safety standards before it goes to someone who needs it.
Outside with live cam, 610, 73 degrees. As we look outside, there is nothing here in San Antonio. A little stat for you, though. The latest 100-degree day San Antonio has ever seen was September 28th. We're closing in on that, so I feel pretty certain we're not going to see triple digits. But it is still going to be warm going into the weekend. We look at that forecast for you coming up.
6:10 right now. Popular musician is at the center of a police investigation after a grim discovery in the Hollywood Hills. Just ahead, a first look at the investigation so far.
And the Big Give is happening right now across South Texas. How much money has been raised so far and how your donation to a local nonprofit could be doubled today.
6:14, welcome back to Good Morning San Antonio. Well, the Big Give is on across South Texas, and this morning, you out there have helped donate more than $2.3 million to hundreds of local nonprofits who definitely are appreciating your generosity. And today, any donation that you make to an area nonprofit could be matched and doubled. So here's a look at what the website looks like right there. And more than 420 nonprofits are participating in the Big Give. The campaign has been going on for 12 years now, and it covers 15 local counties. The goal is to rally support for these nonprofits and bring in as much money as possible. Last year, donations topped $6 million. Now, we caught up with Ashley Andrade, who has a family of 8 and uses services from the nonprofit Good Samaritan Childcare. She's grateful for everyone's support.
Just thank you for all that you do. You know, if it weren't for people like them, we wouldn't be able to have all the services that we do, that they're able to provide for us. So it is a blessing that, you know, people from that can't get, you know, people that can't really afford, let's say, like childcare, which I always tell them, like, it's free, just try it. I always recommend this program.
All right, the Good Samaritan is hoping to raise $8,000 during this year's Big Give. And I was looking at the leaderboard here as we go to traffic, and Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church is in the lead. Blessed Sacrament Academy have received some of the most donations out there. Good Samaritans up to about $2,000, so definitely want to try and help them get up to their goal. Let's give you a look here at the traffic across the area. 98 couples, that's our first look at the west side of town. Traffic is moving along. And a look here, 1604 at Military Drive on the west side of town, far west side. Good morning to all of our folks there. Our biggest delay is going to be right here. This is going to be 35, basically O'Connor Road, past the 1604-35 interchange, headed towards the Forum, Retama Parkway area. Now, in this one particular spot, from Topper Wine up to 1604 and 35, you're looking at about a 20 to 25 minute delay just in that one spot alone. So keep that in mind. You could exit Wurzbach Parkway. That'll get you up to parts of Lookout Road, and that'll at least get you to 1604 if that's where you need to go. So keep a couple of those things in mind. Now, we are clearing out our traffic incident right here. This is going to be 35 at St. Mary Street, right there by the San Antonio Museum of Art, a beautiful museum in our downtown area, but it looks like traffic is starting to move along, so no major issues there. Let's check in with Alex Gomez, see how things are looking on the roads in Drive Cam. What's up, Alex?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. Well, right now I'm passing through the west side. Check out 151 West near 1604. And there's no crashes to report in this area on the west side, RJ.
Okay, good stuff, Alex and Justin. For all the kids headed out to bus stops, people headed out to work. Not feeling too bad this morning.
No, it's comfortable, and this is exactly what we've been dealing with each and every day. Great mornings, great evenings, and then the afternoon's a little rough, but it's only for a few hours with those temperatures spike in the 90s. Last evening, this is from Melissa, this was the sunset, and boy, it was beautiful. Sun going down earlier now, so it feels a little more like fall sometimes here across South Texas, even though we're not officially there yet. By the way, that is Monday where we officially get into fall. Sunrise this morning will be at 7:20, so here in about an hour. Sunset is around 7:35 these days. If you were curious, outside right now, we've got quiet conditions, 73, 69 in New Braunfels, 72 Converse, 64 Bernie, and 74 at Stinson. So we are seeing some 60s on the map, just like yesterday. And once the sun comes up, you'll see a rapid rise in temperatures. And that will eventually get us up to 93 with partly cloudy skies today. 90 in Bernie, 92 Rio Medina. Look for a high of 93 in Seguin and 93 for our friends over in Gonzales. A little more humid there. What about your weekend? I know we got a lot of plans, a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Really just a 10% chance for rain both days. I can't rule it out, stray shower, but it's not going to be something that will impact your day in any real significant way. Mostly sunny Saturday, partly cloudy on Sunday. You notice temperatures are right where we would expect them to be based on this last week in the low 90s. So the changes that we've been really talking about over the last couple of days don't get here until next week. And here's why. It's kind of an interesting pattern across the country, if I'm being honest. But what we're going to see happen, and I'm going to fast forward here to Monday, because again, we're basically status quo until then. We got a big low that develops up here, and it tries to cut off from the jet stream. Now, there are some different scenarios that could play out here. We do have some energy that dives south late Monday into Tuesday, so that could bring us some rain chances. But depending on where this low sets up is going to have a big bearing on kind of what unfolds as we get into next week. And I think there are still some different scenarios that could play out. We're going to be analyzing the models very carefully over the next couple of days, and we'll make sure that you're prepared for whatever happens. But for right now, we're going to call for a 30% chance of rain both Monday and Tuesday. And yes, Monday is the official start to fall, 1:19 p.m. if you were curious. And still some rain chances on Monday or Wednesday, I should say. But until we get there, steady 93 each and every day through Sunday, overnight lows in the low 70s. I can't remember a time where we've had just these kind of numbers in September and no cold fronts we're going to talk about. I do think next week there could be a weak front that comes into play too, which in theory could cool us down a little bit, so that would be very nice. Again, we'll keep you posted on that. All right. Our Just Ask Justin question this morning has to do with cold fronts. Speaking of, what's the largest 24-hour temperature change San Antonio has ever recorded? Is it a 38-degree change over a 24-hour period, 57-degree, 73-degree change, or a 91-degree change? We've got votes for all of them, but 57 is leading the way. Brought to you by Capital Farm Credit. We'll give you that answer coming up in just about 30 minutes.
Might lean on the people for this one.
Yeah,
that's the audience.
They might be on to something. They're usually right. All right, 6:20, 73 degrees right now.
Investigators discovered some decomposing remains in a Tesla linked to a singer in Hollywood. Up next, why police say that the victim is a teen girl missing for more than a year.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the deepening mystery involving popular singer David. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner says a body found inside a Tesla registered in the singer's name has now been identified as a teenage girl who'd been missing for more than a year. Police made the grisly discovery last Monday, saying the Tesla had been abandoned in the Hollywood Hills.
It was banged up and kept moving from one place to other place within a couple of blocks from here.
Workers at this tow yard noticed an odor coming from the front trunk, which turned out to be decomposing remains.
Law enforcement doesn't have the answers they want in order to be able to confront or question David.
David is not charged in this case, but coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on this urgent investigation. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Alt, ABC News, Los Angeles.
624 right now. We got 73 degrees outside.
All right, some Texas families could get up to $30,000 a year to help cover private school tuition for students with disabilities. Up next, when applications for the new program could open and what parents need to know to get ahead.
And then up next, we got a man washing his car. Barely escaped an out-of-control car flipping at a gas station. Right there, you see it. We got how authorities say he escaped serious injury and what happened to the driver.
All right, and no such shenanigans on the roads right now with Drive Cam. Alex Gomez with some room in front of him right now. We'll find out where he is and what he is seeing on this Thursday morning. And RJ will have a look at the traffic when we come back.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And happy Thursday, coming up on 6:30 right now. 73 degrees outside and so much to get to right here on GMSA.
All right, but first we begin with a look outside to see how we're doing. And again, you've been very steady throughout your career. In particular, you've been steady this week.
Yeah, we've had to be a little creative this week because there has not been much in the weather department. But I think we're finally starting to see some light on the horizon and some changes coming up next week. And oh, by the way, it's Friday Eve, so there's some things to be excited about. If you're heading to the bus stop this morning, walking out the door to catch the bus, know that temperatures are in the low 70s and afternoon highs will be in the 90s. So today is still same old thing. After school practice will be a little warm, but once the sun goes down for those football games tonight should be okay. Yes, very steady. This will be the 9th day in a row. Pretty impressive for September, mind you, where we've either been at 92, 93, or 94. It's just a little bit above average. It's not overly hot, but just impressively consistent. The weekend, we get a subtle pattern shift. Our heat high moves a little bit. That opens up the door for some very small rain chances. But I think it's next week where we start to see some of the bigger changes and hopefully some rain. The pattern's still a little iffy, I would say, but we're going to put rain chances at 30% Monday and Tuesday. And we'll probably still see a few rain chances on a Wednesday as well. We're going to break it all down for you. I'll show you the big picture on how things, I think, will play out coming up in just a couple minutes. But we talk traffic now. RJ, what's the latest?
All right, Justin, starting to see a couple different incidents across the roads, especially we're looking at the downtown area. This just popped up on the TransGuide traffic cameras. That's going to be I-10 East at Frio. So this is going into the downtown area. And we, of course, know that anywhere getting into downtown on 1035, if you're going through the Fine Silver Curve, we do always kind of see some of these delays. That one just popped up, so we'll keep an eye on that situation, but do expect some delays headed into downtown from the near northwest side of town. This is a shot here at Laredo Street, and we're starting to already see some traffic build up here, 35 north, south of downtown. So for all of our folks headed up 35 right now, coming in 90 and 10, we are seeing delays here of about 15 to 20 minutes right now just to get through this particular spot, South Laredo and South Alamo Streets, as you see some of that construction taking place there. But the northeast side of town, this is going to be one of our bigger issues at this moment. Alex has been reporting that they were down to one main lane going basically on this entire stretch of 35 north past Live Oak. So basically O'Connor Road all the way up to the Forum in the Selma area, the Retama Parkway area, if you will. We're looking at about 20 to 25 minutes right now for all of our drivers just trying to get through that one particular interchange. Outbound traffic times looking at about an hour. That's going to be our biggest delays headed out to New Braunfels. And going inbound right now, it's going to be more than 30 minutes if you're coming in on 90 East in Castroville. Let's check in with Alex Gomez, see how things are looking in Drive Cam. Alex, what's up?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. Well, the northwest side's still in great shape right now. I'm coming down I-10 eastbound near Wurzbach Road. I was even at 1604 a little bit earlier, and I had no issues, RJ.
Okay, well, that is some good news there for our drivers in that part of town. Thank you very much, Alex. Guys, back to you.
All right, this morning, two San Antonio nonprofits are anxiously waiting as the city council prepares to vote today on the new budget. So for her and the Alamo Area Rape Crisis Center, both depend on federal relief dollars that flow through the city. Earlier this year, they were promised extended contracts, but when the budget was released, that funding was gone with no replacement. So now both groups are scrambling to fill that gap, and some council members are pushing to restore the money.
Hey, we're going to take from here, then, we're going to get some other nonprofits knocking on all of our door. Also, they're going to have noble and worthy causes, and it's opening up a can of worms.
So council members have finished discussing final budget changes, but we will not know what makes it in until they vote later today.
In Uvalde, we got a staffer for Congressman Tony Gonzalez has died after suffering some severe burns at her home. Police said a 35-year-old Regina Santos Aviles was found on fire outside of her house Saturday night and later died at a San Antonio hospital. Uvalde police confirmed that they're investigating the death along with the Texas Rangers, but Uvalde police did not give details of the incident. They did release a statement to KSAT saying that there are no signs of foul play. Congressman Gonzalez actually called her death heart-stricken news and praised her passion for serving Uvalde. Loved ones tell KSAT investigators that they believe that it was a terrible accident. Santos Aviles was remembered as a devoted wife, mother, and community leader.
All right, some Texas families could receive up to $30,000 for their students' education. That is, if the student has a disability and is looking to attend a private school. The amount ranges from family to family, but students could get this amount per year from the Education Savings Account program if they qualify. The program aims to help families who had to take out a loan for private school this year.
So I have autism, and I also have a few other disorders that really hinder my ability to fully learn in a public school environment.
I had to be straight with her and tell her I cannot commit for more than 1 year. You know, let's see how it goes. But I took out some loans and just to make it happen.
But I think the state wanted to create an incentive for private schools to be more welcoming to students that have differences.
The state has not yet set a date for when the application for the Education Savings Account program will open, but the School Discovery Network is hoping to get parents ready early. It is hosting a free town hall later tonight at Fusion Academy on the far north side from 6 to 7. Parents can attend to learn more about the program and ask any questions they may have about the upcoming application process. All right, 6:34 now, KSAT Community, and the fight against hunger starts right now, and everyone's role is important.
This morning, our Patty Santos live at the San Antonio Food Bank. A donation to them impacts countless Southwest Texas communities, right, Patty?
Hey there, good morning, guys. So we've talked about how you can check your food pantry and make donations of things that you already have. We talked about how you can go online to give if you don't have any of that, but there's also other ways that you can take part in helping to beat out hunger this month. Eric Cooper, what are some of those ideas?
Well, during Hunger Action Month, we have 30 ways in 30 days, lots of different ways, but I want to highlight our superheroes, which are our volunteers. We need volunteers working in our kitchens, our warehouse, our farm, our garden, out on the front lines distributing food. All ages, all abilities, all welcome to volunteer at the food bank. It starts by just going to our website and registering for a shift, evenings, weekends. So be a superhero. Capes are optional, but I want to talk about some superpowers also, which is leveraging your social media. So you can use your social media to challenge your network to join you in the fight against hunger. Whether you're coming out to volunteer, you're dropping off non-perishable food items, you're fundraising and collecting dollars for us, or man, just telling our story, helping people understand the need. If you are in need, make sure you connect on our website to get help. But there's a lot of ways to give help all month long.
All right, and we are inside the distribution center. We are surrounded by food right now, but all of this food already making its way out into the communities so that families can have something healthy.
That's right. Every day, about 8 to 12 semi-truckloads of food is either coming in or going out to make sure over 100,000 people each week get food. But that doesn't happen by us. It happens by viewers. You all make it happen. So thank you, San Antonio, for supporting us. Thank you, KSAT, for really telling our story. It's Hunger Action Month, and we want you to take action in the fight against hunger.
Okay, if I volunteer, one more question. If I volunteer, can I ride on one of those loaders?
We can maybe work something out, you know.
You don't know if you don't ask, right, guys?
Everybody get off the warehouse floor.
All right, we'll send it back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Patty, and thank you to Eric for everything they do at the food bank. Let's give you a look here at some of your national headlines. In Pennsylvania, 3 officers are dead and 2 badly hurt after an ambush-style shooting. Reports show that they were trying to arrest the suspect and serve a restraining order involving his ex-girlfriend. Officials say the shooter was wearing camouflage and waiting in a cornfield when those officers arrived. He started to fire at officers and sheriff's deputies at the scene, tragically killing those officers. Officers did, though, kill the suspect during that shootout. And this morning, Israeli troops and tanks are pushing deeper into Gaza City as more people flee that devastated area. The Palestinian death toll in the Israel-Hamas war has shockingly surpassed 65,000 people. The Israeli military said that Air Force and artillery units struck the city more than 150 times in the last few days before ground troops started to move in. This offensive began on Monday and aims to take full control of the city. And as you may have noticed last night, ABC made the decision to suspend Jimmy Kimmel's late night show indefinitely after comments that he made about Charlie Kirk's killing. Kimmel, the veteran late night comic and TV host, made several comments about the reaction to Kirk's assassination on Jimmy Kimmel Live Monday and Tuesday nights. Now, there was no immediate comment from Kimmel, whose contract is up in May of 2026. ABC's statement did not cite a reason for why his show was preempted. KSAT, by the way, in no way had any involvement or input in this decision. Guys, back to you.
Happening today, join KSAT community for the phone bank Give the Gift of Mobility. We've been telling you about it all morning. Your donations will go straight to Project Men to buy much needed medical mobility items like wheelchairs and walkers. That starts at 9 a.m. And again, we're going to give you that phone number a little bit later on GMSA.
All right, outside with live cam, it is 6:39, 73 degrees. Still perfectly clear out across San Antonio with the sun coming up here pretty soon. We're also watching the Atlantic. We've got a tropical storm now that is moving across the Atlantic. We'll show you its path, and we'll talk about that weekend forecast coming up.
And coming up, narrow escape here as a man dodges a flipping car at a gas station. Reaction from him and what happened to the driver of that car up next.
6:43. Okay, stop what you're doing and look at your screen because we got some video to show you. That was a vehicle flipping and a man running. Okay, again, a man barely making it out of a controlled vehicle or out of control vehicle as it crashes in a nearby Nebraska gas station.
There it is again in slow motion. And everything turned out okay. But the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office says the man in the video was washing his windshield and pumping gas when the vehicle came careening into view. Now, as it hit the curb, it flipped on its side. The man narrowly, by inches, avoided that car. It just grazed his leg before it came to a rest. And then you see the man actually had the presence of mind to walk over and try to help the driver, who authorities say escaped the crazy crash with just minor injuries. Now, they had plans to cite the driver for reckless driving, driving without a license, driving without registration, and driving without proof of insurance.
Unfortunately, he walked away with his life.
But everybody was okay physically. All right, speaking of near misses, a car crash in Florida might have been totally missed if it were not for a keen-eared deputy.
Yeah, 2 occupants were trapped in a water-filled embankment after their vehicle was hit and sent into a dark ditch. Well, the Martin County Sheriff's Office said that the crash scene was not visible from the roadway, so deputies had to follow the sound of the car's horn, locating that wreckage in the later water. Now, they were able to pull the victims to safely. Finally, we got one more thing caught on camera. Again, a rescue where rescuers had to rescue a rescue dog.
A lot of rescuing. Yes, the rescuers responded to a reported house fire in Aurora, Illinois. They found the adopted dog in a smoke-filled room, and then, because he is such a good boy, he actually led the officers to his leash so they could escort him out of the house. And the family later thanked rescuers for saving their beloved pet, whom they said enjoys snuggling, sleeping, peanut butter, and snoring loudly. Not in that order necessarily.
I think, it's so funny how dogs have that instinct immediately. He knew, I can't leave this house without my leash.
Gotta have it.
I'm going to go get it. It's just,
know what the rules are.
Right, just bear with me. So, all those having a positive ending to all of those crazy stories that we just went through.
Thank goodness.
And he deserves all that stuff. Give him all the peanut butter.
Peanut butter
good
naps.
boy right there. Yes, peanut butter naps. All right, guys, no sleeping on the traffic right now, as let's give you a look here at our TransGuide traffic cameras, because downtown starting to back up, y'all, because of this right here. I-10 East at Frio. So this is going to be for all of our folks coming in from the near northwest sides of town. You see that at least one of our main lanes, eastbound traffic headed into downtown, is closed, and that is slow moving traffic right there on the other lane at this one particular stretch. Now, traffic, as you see right here, backing up all the way to Culebra Road. That is a potential option for you to exit. You could get to Culebra, to San Pedro, also Main, if you need to make your way into the downtown area. Again, keep that in mind. I-10 East right there at Frio, seeing some pretty good delays, about a 10 to 15 minute delay right now. More delays right here. Anything around this entire stretch from Topper Wine up to 1604 and 35 northbound traffic is going to be delaying you about 25 minutes or so. I was looking earlier, Judson Road is a potential option to get around this, and obviously Lookout Road, that'll get you to 1604. Let's give you a quick check of our gas prices across the San Antonio area, because we do have some good news. I mean, every cent counts here. $2.73 across the San Antonio Bexar County area. That's down 17 cents from last week, and you can see that that is down from the statewide average and of course the national average, which is at $3.20. All right, so what are some of the best options when it comes to getting gas across our area? The 4300 block of Fred Road over at Balcones Heights, $2.39. That's the cheapest gas according to Gas Buddy in the San Antonio area. For all my Costco members, the Selma area, the 15,000 block at 35 North, $2.49, and the northeast side of town, Austin Highway at the Fuel Up Diamond Gas Mart, $2.49 as well. So hopefully that kind of helps you out if you're about to head out to the gas pump. Let's go to Alex Gomez, see how things are looking in Drive Cam. Alex?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. And I did see that incident that you mentioned, I-10 East at Frio Street. Just know that if you are coming down from the northwest side, use that upper level. That incident's on the lower level. It's blocking a lane. But when I use the upper level, I hardly even notice the slowdown, RJ.
Okay, Alex, Johnny on the spot, and Johnny on the spot with the weather. My man, Justin Horn.
Do you see in Alex's shot there? You can just see in the distance there's some cirrus clouds. I know it's kind of hard to see because it's still dark, but those cirrus clouds are going to give us a really nice sunrise this morning. So get the cameras ready. Very Instagrammable. Also great for KSAT Connect. Make sure you send in the pictures. We'll share them. But as you go outside right now, we're starting to see a little bit of light on the horizon. 73 degrees at the airport, 69 in New Braunfels, 72 Converse. It's another beautiful morning. The mornings have not been an issue. It's those afternoons that are rather rough. 78 degrees at 9 a.m., noontime 86, and we'll get our temperatures up around 93 this afternoon. This is what we call a persistence forecast, meaning we can basically look at kind of the same setup every day with the same kind of temperatures. I think by next week, that forecast will finally kind of fall apart a little bit because we're going to see some changes. Here's why. So this is the upper level winds that we're looking at here. And yes, there's some activity in the plains next few days, but really nothing for us other than a couple of showers this weekend. This is Sunday that we're looking at. But it's Monday where things start to evolve here. So we get a low that's going to develop across the plains. I think there are still some questions as to exactly how this evolves, timing-wise, and exactly where this low sets up. But in general, it brings us some rain chances, I think, Monday night. Could also bring us a weak front as we get into Tuesday. And that should provide for some rain chances. So that's why we're hopeful next week that things will get a little bit better. And maybe we'll see some changes to what has been a very consistent forecast. Meantime, out in the Atlantic, we've got a tropical storm. This is Gabrielle. Winds are at 50 miles per hour. This is out over the open ocean. And we do not expect that this will have any impact on any land masses other than maybe Bermuda, because this thing gets pulled around the high pressure. And it does become a hurricane, we think, by maybe early next week. But it should get slung out into the open ocean here and into cooler waters by the time we get into next week, which would weaken this thing significantly. And again, it should not have any impact on the United States. And if you were thinking it's been kind of a quiet season, which again, the forecast called for it to be a busy season. That's why I hate those preseason hurricane forecasts. It really has. You compare it to the last several years, and obviously we're not done yet. But last year we had 18 named storms. 2023 we had 20 named storms. These are the amount of named storms, by the way. This red line is the average. But we are below average and really below what we've seen over the last 8 or 9 years or so. So we'll keep you posted if anything else develops out there. There is another wave behind Gabrielle that has some potential. Temperatures, 93 Friday, 93 Saturday, 93 Sunday. Small chances of rain, but they are there over the weekend. Better chances on Monday and Tuesday as we officially get into fall. And yes, I think it could be a little cooler by Tuesday and Wednesday. That's the hope anyway. But we're not expecting a big temperature shift And that brings me to my question. What is the largest 24-hour temperature change San Antonio has ever recorded? Is it 38 degrees, 57 degrees, 73 degrees, 91 degrees? There are votes for all, but 57 seems to be the clear winner here.
Well, in honor of Constitution Day yesterday, I will say we the people go with 57.
Trust the audience, huh?
Yeah,
Yes.
the bottom two seem a little too extreme for me. So 57, it sounds about right. So I'll go with
healthy medium.
I'll go with the crew.
Yeah, you know, that's good analysis, Ernie. You're exactly right. It is 57 degrees. And you got to go back to 1990 for this, but it was with a cold front. The temperature went from 80 on the 21st of December to 23 just 24 hours later. So we can see those big temperature shifts during the winter time, but that is not in the forecast anytime soon.
Bet that shocked the spine back in the day.
Oh, for sure.
All right, 6:51 right now, 73 degrees outside.
All right, 400 years later, a famous bird could be making a comeback. And on GMSA Plus, we're going to tell you how Texas is involved with this project.
All right, 6:54 in your Thursday morning. Let's get you updated on the roads right now. 10 at Frio. This is going to be our eastbound traffic delayed due to this crash right here on the left-hand side right there. So you do see that traffic is slowly moving through that area. 10 at Frio East. So if you're coming in from the near northwest side of town, we are seeing some pretty good backups past Culebra. You could still exit Culebra to get to parts of downtown. And real quick, one more quick check on the northeast side of town where we are seeing delays all the way from Live Oak, 351604 to Randolph Boulevard. Let's check in with Alex Gomez. He appears to be at a scene of another incident. Alex, what's going on?
Yeah, and this incident is going to be on the south side, RJ. It's going to be at the intersection of South Flores and Genevieve Drive. And just know that South Flores has the southbound lanes blocked right now. I'm going to get with SAPD and see if I can get some more details, but I can give you the full report coming up on GMSA Plus, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Yes, and we'll get more details in just a little bit. Justin, how are we looking outside this Thursday morning?
It is clear and it is nice. We've got temperatures in the low 70s. That's where we start. 81 degrees at 10 a.m. Noontime 86, partly cloudy. And we'll reach a high temperature right around 93 degrees today, where we have been for some time now. I do think that changes arrive next week, at least a few changes. We'll get some showers back in the picture, maybe a couple thunderstorms. Temperatures cool down ever so slightly. But over the weekend, if you have plans, looks good. 93 Saturday, 93 Sunday, just a very, very small chance of a shower or storm, guys.
Okay, well, we'll just keep on going steady.
Yes. Guys, stick around because GMSA Plus continues after this. We have more of your weather, more of your traffic, and more headlines, including a house fire, how it started, and who all made it out. That and so much more coming your way on GMSA Plus.